we are diving into the Lionsgate portal. And I'm going to do a bunch of live channeling at the beginning, and then the second half is going to be all about how you can access this energy and flip from third dimension frequency into the fifth dimension frequency. So thank you all so much for being here. I really just love you all so much. I'm already feeling the good energy in this community, so really appreciate that. And you guys are tuning in from all over the world as usual, so huge props to you for showing up and being here and being awake, because it's hard to find, as you probably know, awakened individuals in this sort of fear-mongering society. Okay, before we get going, I want to have you get some materials. I did mention a bunch of materials in the description, but I'm going to mention them right now so that you can get prepared before we start the activity. You are going to need 2 glasses, all right? We're actually going to do some a notepad or a small piece of paper, a pen, get a sage, as well as maybe like a sage bowl, get a lighter as well, and what else? I think that's everything. Paper, pen, sage, something to burn something in, a lighter, 2 glasses of water, and some water. Get at least one of those glasses full, or half full is fine too. But that's what you're gonna need for today. And I brought my friends today as well. Someone was just mentioning in the comments that they were, activating their crystals today, and it reminded me that I really wanted to bring along Artemis and Apollo. Just a little introduction. This one's Apollo. This is Artemis. They're just so beautiful, and they're here to help with the activations as well. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you to the members. But if this is your first time here, be sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and share this video, because we know that everyone needs a little bit of love, a little bit of good vibes, and a lot of shifting right now. And this is what this video is all about. This is what 88 Lionsgate Portal is all about. Now, to be honest, I'm not a numerologist. I am not an astrologer. I have no idea what the narrative or rhetoric is around Lionsgate Portal. I just don't know. I mean, it's like, hey, cool, it's a powerful thing. So today, before we get into the 3D to 5D shift activation, I'm going to channel a couple of things. First of all, what is the Lionsgate portal? Like, just, maybe we can tune into the collective consciousness, maybe we can tap into the Galactic Federation. What is it? Okay, what do we need to know about the Lionsgate portal? What is it? Now, this is really fascinating. Someone made a comment and asked the question, and I didn't have the answer, but I wanted to relay this information today. Is the Lionsgate portal a tool for the dark side to absorb our energy when we become very open and transmute and move into a new frequency? I think that's a great question, because anything that can be perceived as good and light and beautiful can also be perceived or experienced as dark. So let's just tune into that information today as well. And then I kind of want to like a little overview. I think this is a great video, a great... Sorry, guys. Sorry. We're back. Connection. Especially like a day like today. It's really not just important, but the energy is pretty intense. So what is the current state of the planet, and what do we need? Okay. Okay, sorry about the freezing. All right, let's start off by tuning into what is the Lionsgate portal. Okay, so 1 second. Okay. Okay, very interesting. So, the information that comes through is me just tuning in to just the collective vibration of Mother Gaia, of the planet, just kind of asking the question to the universal Google. So it's not necessarily one being in particular who's giving me this information. It does. So it's really fascinating. So I'm being drawn this kind of removed picture of the planet, stepping away from planet Earth and taking a look at the planet as a whole, and all of these portals and vortexes, which are really truly just ley lines crossing over and intersecting. There is something about, there's a couple of dates per year, and it goes, because I had to ask, I'm like, is it a numerology thing? Because you would just assume 8/8, okay, cool, 11/11, okay, cool, 12/21, cool. It's not. It's actually not just a numerology thing. It goes far deeper than that. There are certain times of the year, this isn't the only one, where it looked like planetary alignment basically takes place, and all of these vortexes and portals that have a lot of like ancient structures on them are activated and they open up. So basically the information that came through to me was more of Earth's consciousness grid is active than pretty much any other time of the year. Okay, so that's kind of, it would make sense that that's, I guess, the energy behind Lionsgate. I don't know. So anyway, so yeah, so it's, you could also like attune it to or akin it to like our brain firing. Instead of at 8% capacity, it's now firing at 70, 80% capacity. But when the grid around planet Earth is more activated, that means that the veil of the matrix becomes more thin, becomes thinner, which means that we are able to tune into our souls. We are able to tune into different dimensions and frequencies, our spirit guides, and also able to tune into manifestation. Things will happen faster when the veil is thinner, when we're in this place. The Earth is more activated, therefore we are more activated. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, super, super, it just resonates. Okay, so what is Lionsgate Portal? That makes sense. What else? Okay, is it used for like good or bad? Like, is it high vibrational? Is it low vibrational? Is there anything that we need to be aware of in the high vibrational or low vibrational frequencies? So just one second. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so here's the information used for the benefit of unity consciousness or for the destruction of unity consciousness. Here's the information that came through. All a portal or a vortex is an amplifier of frequency. So it's actually not up to Lionsgate, the day of Lionsgate or the Lionsgate portal in general to say, is it good, is it bad, is it being manipulated, is it not? It's actually up to the collective consciousness on planet Earth, because wherever we're at, we project, without knowing it, we project our frequency and vibration into the planet, into the world around us. There are portals surrounding all of us, even as we speak right now. And as we project either a high vibrational frequency or a low vibrational frequency into these active portals, it amplifies that frequency to the rest of the world. So it's the Lionsgate portal, and really any huge portal activation on planet Earth during the year is always based on the collective consciousness of the planet and not necessarily the powers that be. So if we were to all band together and consciously project our good vibrational frequencies, our unity consciousness into these portals, we can usurp or override the bad guys, right? The elites, the agendas that are in charge. And that's so important for us to know right now at this time, is to understand that we can really take our power back. And today is a really great day to do that. All right, so we will go into that a little bit later on. Now this kind of leads me into the state of the world. Like, I know that we're here. I know that the awakening is happening. 2020 was incredible with waking up more of the world, but we also are competing against huge agendas, so much fear. Like, it's like, it makes me sick to my stomach, the amount of projection, propaganda that my in general, or maybe advice coming from different timelines moving into the future. Is there anything tangible that we can also take with us, not just the activities that we're going to do today, and really help the world? So yeah, so let's just tune into that. Where are we at right now? Are we passing or failing collectively? So one second. Interesting. Okay. So I was gonna go to the Galactic Federation for this, and for whatever reason, it felt like to get a more objective, I'm back. Thank you, Alina, and everyone else for those super chats. Really appreciate it. Sorry about the internet, guys. Okay, so um, I had to go to Mother Gaia's timelines. This is really fascinating. Just intuitively, this is where I felt like I needed to go, is Mother Gaia's timelines. So I didn't just actually talk to a being within the Galactic Federation, because there's a lot of different perceptions and opinions about where we're at. I didn't go to Mother Gaia and her consciousness to ask, where we're at in her opinion. I went to all of the infinite timelines and the progression of Mother Gaia, and obviously us as a society on Mother Gaia, existing on Mother Gaia, to see where we were at. Believe it or not, this is crazy, all right? Apparently, we are right on track for where we should be with our progression collectively and our conscious advancement. Pretty crazy, right? I didn't expect that at all. Apparently, we are exactly where we are meant to be with our contracts. This planet is contracted to ascend to a new vibrational level, and apparently we are on track for that. Now, what's really interesting is I asked about why couldn't we have this awakening 50 years ago? Why couldn't we have this sort of awakening 10 years ago? And the information that came through was humans weren't prepared for it. Humans weren't ready for it. And I said, well, it seems like humans aren't ready for it now because they're feeding into the fear, they're feeding into the manipulation and the propaganda. And then the response was from this kind of collective timeline energy. Hold on, what was it? I want to get it right. Right. The only reason why the dark side, okay, we can call it that, the elites, the agendas, the powers that be, the shapeshifters, the only reason why they're pushing back so hard at this time is because we are finally awakening. The fact that things have gotten so dark only means that things are getting brighter, and world that's pretty daunting right now, it's a good sign. I'm just curious about like the levels of like frequency. Here we are in a Lionsgate portal. We're the veil is thin. We can manifest our future dream reality. So where are we at with that, with humanity? I'm just so, oh man. It's not good. It's not good. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Wow. Okay. So immediately when I tap into like where are we at right now today within society, I think we can all agree that we're not in a good place. All I saw were flooding, fires, upheavals, genocide, wars, like uh, just everything, just society. Like right now, all over the world, we are having the biggest disasters, the biggest catastrophes, the biggest flooding, the biggest fires, the biggest droughts, the biggest upheavals, the biggest wars, everything. Humanity is blowing the fuck up right now. Um, and 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 like I said, I mean, I guess this is a part of the plan, but right now the collective vibration is probably like I don't want to say at the lowest it's ever been because it's not, but it is at a very, very low vibrational level. And I don't blame society or humanity at all because half the people in the world do not have a secure place to live, do not have a secure income to even feed their family. They do not have a secure job. I mean, there are the majority of people in the world, even in the Western world or the European world, the first world countries are getting hit with so many kind of natural disasters and issues and food shortages that that just the average everyday person is at not just an average vibration, a much lower vibrational frequency. And then there are, and I've talked about this before, how star seeds, right? Like old souls, we are getting sucked into the paradigm of the narrative. We are getting sucked into the worst case scenario because that's the only thing that we're observing within the mainstream media. And of course, within our friends and family as well. It's hard to observed as well. In the last 2 months, so what would that be? It would be June and July, okay? In June and July of 2021, the elites, the shapeshifters, the powers that be, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, have actually planned certain events to create an even lower vibrational frequency so that we are affected negatively with Lionsgate portal. Wow. So there is manipulation going on. I'm not surprised because they are fully aware of the veil thinning. They are fully aware of these kind of events taking place and some portals being activated. Now, I want to mention one more thing too. Like, I'll just kind of like passively mention it, take it or leave it as always. But some of the natural disasters that are happening around the planet are manipulated by government technologies like HARP. I think we've known about that for a while. If you're just hearing about it, please do your own research. And some of them are natural, but natural in the way that it's not caused by global warming, which once again, it is a thing. And yeah, humans absolutely, without a doubt, are destroying the planet. But there's also a giant pole shift that's taking place. And for whatever reason, this was brought up when I took a look at all of the natural disasters and the issues that are happening around the world. A lot, like I would say 80% of what's happening has to do with this electromagnetic pole shift that's taking place that I was told about from the Galactic Federation back in 2011. And a lot of the scientists who are studying this pole shift and are speaking out are actually getting suppressed. I don't know of any cases. This is just the information that came to me. And there's going to be a certain point in time, hopefully sooner rather than later, that the information will get out there that, in fact, a lot of what's taking place is a pole shift. And finally, we can start to understand if the pole shifts by 10 to 13 degrees, what does that mean for people living in America? What does that mean for people living in the Netherlands? What does that mean for people living in Australia or China? Like, we need to know the truth in order to prepare ourselves for it. And so I believe information is going to get disclosed soon, and that's going to be a giant wake-up call out of the people on the planet to say, why has the government lied to us about this for a very long time? Kind of like the disclosure of aliens, you know? It's like, why have they been hiding this for a long time? There's got to be a bigger reason. So I want to plant the seed there because that's just what I was picking up on with the collective consciousness and where we're at. A lot of information, a lot of stuff going on. We're going to get into a 3D to 5D activation exercise. So we're not really going to touch too much on giving the planet like the most amount of love and unity frequency. But please, like, maybe today you participate in a meditation that's this. Maybe you just do your own meditation or sleep, or maybe write a video. Okay, am I back? I'm so sorry, you guys. After this video, maybe right before bed, take 5-10 minutes, okay, to send some love to the planet, okay? Take some time to really just unify and harmonize all people, all cultures, all races, all languages, all ages. Let's unify the people together all around the planet, okay? So I'm asking you to do that. I think this would be a perfect day, even a perfect... Good. All right. So please grab a piece of paper and a pen. And I want you to take some time to write out some aspects of your life that are third dimensional. Aspects of your life that are old energy. Okay? So that could be your job. That could be your living situation. That could be your financial situation. That could be your reaction to things, you know? I don't like the fact that I react to these things. That could be control issues, all right? So grab a piece of paper and a pen and write down just words associated with anything in your life, in your reality, that you want to let go of, that you feel like isn't actually the highest vibrational version of yourself, okay? Sorry about the freezing, guys. I'm so sorry about that. So take some time to write some things down. Just reading some of your comments. Good. So some things that I wrote down, control issues. I think part of it is feeling out of control in some ways. I think all of us as starseed beings in our body, we feel out of control in this physical world. So we try and maybe it's controlling the emails that you write. I mean, who knows? But I know that starseeds have control issues, myself included. A couple other things that I wrote down: fear around not knowing, attachment to body, attachment to wisdom, and caring what other people think. So as far as my human foundations, my living situation, my romantic partner, my friends, I feel 5D. I can honestly say that I feel 5D in all of those ways. Maybe I'll write down father issues. All right, so take your piece of paper. And I like tearing it. I don't know, there's like a feel behind tearing it. You can tear it up. Take your ashtray or your little sage shell and go ahead and burn your 3D reality, right? So really feel that release of the 3D vibration. Burn a little bit of sage too. So I want you to close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, and just feel, maybe you see, maybe you feel. It's not. Am I back? Am I back? Okay. All right, good. Good, good, good. Okay, so hopefully you guys all released the 3D in that glitch. You know what just came to me is the thought that every lag, every glitch in the video is a good representation of flipping into a new timeline. Every time we are stopped, every time we are held back, every time we glitch out of one frequency, we have the ability to move into another frequency. All right? So in the momentary lapse, in the destruction of your job, of your relationship, of your video, okay? In that moment of freezing, it really depends on, I think actually you might, if it's still frozen for you, you might have to resync it or whatever. But in those moments of complete destruction, it is not the destruction itself that prevents us from moving forward. It's how we react to the destruction. I could very easily say, I'm getting off. I'm getting off of this video. But I'm not. So hopefully some of you can still hear me, and hopefully some of you can restart, can re-up it. But it really is. It's in the reaction to the freeze. It's in the reaction to the destruction. It's in the reaction to the glitch that creates and helps us to create that next now moment. Okay? Okay, good. So let's move on to 5D, and hopefully we have less glitches, putting it out there to the universe, in 5D. So let's hop into, what do you want? Now that you know what you don't want, now that you know what doesn't work for you, what is going to work for you? What do you really want? Now, the biggest thing that I can offer as far as advice in asking for what you want is try not to be too specific about it. Try to be the high level frequency as far as asking. So if you want more financial abundance, which I think we could all use, especially in today's society and economy, what you have to do, thank you, Larry, for that financial abundance, instantly manifested. I really appreciate that. So what we can do is not ask for money itself, okay? This is so, so important. If you're I really need more money, instead of thinking about a $50 bill, a $100 bill, or even $1 million check coming to you, instead of thinking about that, Think about what money gives you. What could you do if you just got $1 million? Well, I would start a nonprofit. I would give back to, I would donate to society. I would start my own school of awakening or whatever it is, or really kind of begin my business. And that business is here to help humanity. So don't ask for the thing itself. Ask for the reason behind what you're asking for. You want financial abundance so that you can exit the matrix and make your own schedule. What does that mean? That means that you're asking for freedom, right? So a lot of what it comes down to, of really what a starseed is craving, what we're craving community. We're craving connection, right? Could be with a lover, a romantic partner, could be with a friend group, could be with a community of like-minded individuals. We're all craving freedom because freedom is the exact opposite of the matrix. The matrix is working the 9 to 5 and having the 2 children and getting married when you're 25 and all of the things. That's the matrix. That is the narrative of how society teaches us we should be. Freedom is the opposite. So what do you need right now? What do you want? And don't feel guilty or shameful for asking for what you want, even if it is materialistic. Okay? Ask for what you want as long as it aids your vibration in getting to a new level, in getting to a new frequency. What do you want? What do you need to access a higher vibrational reality? What are you missing out on right now? Authenticity, connection, freedom of your mind, connection to your heart, more active in your body. What do you need that will allow you to live your highest vibrational 5D life, a property off the grid? Like, what does that look like for you? And I want you to write it down. Okay, so take some time to really you have to get a piece of paper and write it down if you want to do this activity. For those of you who came in later, please grab yourself 2 glasses, okay, and have one of those glasses filled with water. Okay? So take some time to write down on a piece of paper what your 5D life looks like. And when you're writing these things, I want you to visualize them. What does freedom feel like in your body? What does freedom look like in your reality? Feel it, visualize it, write it. Okay, so take some time to do that right now. Okay. Amazing. Now, I want you to focus on specifically what you need for the highest 5D vibrational life, not what the planet needs. Yes, the children need to be free. Yes, the animals need to be free. Yes, we need more forests back. We need a lot of things with humanity. We cannot give back to humanity if we are suffering or lacking internally. There is no possible way that if you don't love yourself, you can pour unconditional love into the collective consciousness. It doesn't work that way. In order to create a collective reality around us, we need to step into that individual reality first. It's kind of like saying, I'm happy, and you're suffering inside. It's kind of like saying, here, humanity, love yourself when you don't even love yourself. It doesn't work like that. And the more that you try and fake it and you project it just to help everyone else, the more you are actually hurting humanity. Admit your downfalls, understand what you need, and ask for it. And then you receive it, and then you can give, because you're in such an amazing place of unconditional acceptance and love and abundance and freedom. That is the only way that it works. Okay? Okay. So hopefully you got some really amazing things that you wrote down. I wrote things down like freedom, of course. Freedom in my time, freedom with my community. Speaking of community, the desire to be heard and understood, and the vibration that I'm trying to give, I think is important. But then also in my 3D life, being able to let go of being misunderstood, right? So it's just funny. Creating new foundations. Yeah, and definitely the one thing that I would love to master in my 5D reality is experiencing polarity objectively. I think that that is extremely powerful. Let's experience our friends and family members in fear. Let's experience this reality in fear, but let's experience that fear that others have objectively. That is not my fear. I do not choose to bring that into my life. I choose to observe it. That is where true mastery of this reality comes in. Okay? Okay, great. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your piece of paper, your 5D piece of paper, we're not going to burn it, and I want you to stick it to your, well, I mean, it doesn't have to be a sticky note. Okay, if you can't stick it to your glass, I want you to put it underneath your empty glass. So right now, this is your 5D life, and I'm sure that, for the most part, it actually is pretty full. You found yourself here, which is amazing. So take your piece of paper, your 5D piece of paper. It's actually a method called the 2 glasses method. It's a quantum time hopping method, which is pretty cool. And I want you to really visualize, really imagine that this empty glass is your brand new life. This is everything that you've ever wanted and imagined, even more. Like, if you could imagine your best romantic relationship, but even more than that, if you could imagine your best physical location and foundation and property, even more than that, okay? Not only is it your best life, but it's greater than you could have ever imagined in this cup. But right now the cup is empty. Now the other cup that you should have, all right, it's got water in it. It's got substance. It's got your focus. It's got your attention, your attachments, okay? This is your vitality. This is everything that you are. This glass represents your old reality, your 3D reality. And you've been putting a lot of focus into what doesn't work, what's not helping you. When you really feel like the one glass, the full glass, embodies the old reality, the empty glass embodies the new reality, I want you to slowly but surely pour your old reality into your new reality. Like I said, if you can't stick it to the glass, put it underneath the glass on a flat surface and go ahead and pour. I'm clearly not great at pouring. Just got everything wet. All right. And then take your glass with your new reality and go ahead and drink it and absorb that new frequency, absorb that new reality. Okay? Cheers to the new 5D Earth. I want you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Quiet your mind. And I want you to feel your body tingling. I want you to feel your body activating. I want you to feel every cell of your body vibrating at a higher frequency. There's this excitement for the new reality. Every choice that you make moving forward is not only aligning to your highest frequency, but it's aligning to the highest frequency of the planet. Every choice that you make for you is a choice that you make for the planet and for unity consciousness. It is now time that we live in harmony with nature, in harmony with our own rhythmic systems, in harmony with freedom, in harmony with community, in harmony with abundance, and in harmony with safety. You are safe to be your true self. You are safe to express. You are safe to experience. You are safe to be. There is nothing more that you need to do in this moment other than understand that moving forward, you have an entirely new life to live. And that life, you get to choose what you include and what you choose not to include from moment to moment. Your 5D reality starts now. And just because you may not see things in a higher vibration right away, maybe your life starts to self-destruct. Know that everything that leaves your life moving forward is only leaving your life because it is not in the highest frequency. You may have been convincing yourself that it was, but I'm here to remind you that it wasn't. This is the time that we shift. This is the time that we pivot. This is the time that we quantum leap into the life that we came here to live, that we deserve to live. No longer are we being tracked down. No longer are we being persecuted. No longer do we need to be oppressed in our frequency. Do not feed into the matrix by choosing a side. Remove yourself from the projected polarity by tuning in to your soul, your frequency, your body. You know what aligns to that highest frequency and what does not. So stop ignoring that, start listening, and make choices based on that frequency. No one else knows what is for you other than you. And really honor that. So what you can expect after the Lionsgate portal, after this 5D life activation, is destruction, collapse on some level in some areas of your life that maybe you didn't anticipate or expect, but also new opportunity. And I want to remind you that just because you're attracting new things and new opportunities does not necessarily always mean that you have to say yes to them. Utilize your discernment, tune into your frequency. You know what's best. And other than that, thank you all for being here. Be sure to give it a like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications for more messages, and I will be back around live tomorrow at 5:55 Eastern Standard Time, 2:55 Pacific Standard Time, and all the times in between. Other than that, have a beautiful rest of your day. Please send some really good vibrations to the planet. The rest of the world is suffering. You don't have to be a part of that. Please use your discernment, and I will see everyone else at the Galactic Federation Live Summit on 11/11? No, it's not 11/11. 8/11. Bye for now.